I've been in SEO for 20 years, but I have never seen anything like this. People are quick to blame AI for the changes, but this would be a mistake. It's actually your fault and mine. You have changed and I have too. User behavior has drastically changed. From going through 10 blue links to find a possible answer to getting the answer generated for you on the fly. We have come from researching a lawyer on Google before contacting them to asking ChatGPT if the lawyer is any good. From checking out an online course and searching for reviews, whether it's a good fit or not, to actually trusting AI overview in Google to see if this is a fit for us. At my consulting agency, SEO Leverage, we see examples every single day where tools like ChatGPT level the playing field. Ranking on page 1 at the top in Google doesn't automatically guarantee a great placement in a generated AI answer. This is a huge opportunity for small and medium-sized brands to bake their brand into the algorithms right now and actually step forward. At the same time, it's a huge challenge because for established brands, it means putting in the work again to make sure that they also cover new channels. But where does AI actually get the information from to generate answers? AI tools have large language models. They train on content available on the web. Yes, content, any content, not just what's on your website. We have seen examples where a product review from 2 years ago, for example, from Nike, was responsible for ChatGPT not recommending Nike running shoes. We have seen examples where a lawyer would probably not get a client because ChatGPT talked about the boss shouting at his employees all the time. We see examples every single day where individual pieces of content across different platforms are the only possible source of information. I remember a tweet from 4 years ago when I asked about a particular personal brand. That tweet was actually the reason for the answer ChatGPT gave me. Whatever is out there on the web is fair game. We also know Reddit has partnered with both Google and OpenAI in order to allow them use their data as training data for their algorithms, which makes sense. It's a well-moderated platform. Upvotes show the quality of different answers to questions, and answering questions is just a really big part of search. Generative AI tools are skyrocketing in popularity, and it just makes sense. If you think about it, it's a great user experience. Being able to generate an answer or a piece of content on the fly is mind-blowing. But from a consulting perspective, here at SEO Leverage, we see 3 main challenges with it. Challenge number 1 is it's still making up facts, especially around those areas where there is not enough training data, which means if you have a brand that doesn't have a lot of content out there that AI could understand and comprehend in context, it's very likely that AI is going to generate answers based on some random borderline knowledge it might have about your brand or your industry. Challenge number 2 is there's no transparency. In SEO and digital marketing, we are used to having a lot of data. Rankings, impressions, click-through rates, mentions, queries, countries that are searching, devices that are searching. We don't know anything right now. And honestly, based on how generative AI works right now, I doubt we ever will. Which means we have no control or no ability to monitor the output, which makes it really, really hard to check your brand reputation. You can obviously query the different tools, and we do this here with our internal SEO Leverage platform, and you just check what the output is. But this actually brings us to challenge number 3. There's hardly any consistency. You might have tried to query a tool like ChatGPT multiple times with the same prompt and have noticed you don't get exactly the same answer, especially with a lack of consistent information about what you're searching for. It's very likely that there are inconsistent answers. So if you ask for the top 3 webinar software brands, it's likely that you might get different answers each time, which makes it really, really challenging. So let's check the facts here. We have no control about the output. Different platforms are being used in order to generate answers as training materials. We know the AI platforms, OpenAI and Google, have already partnered with platforms like Reddit, for example. We have no transparency, we have no consistency, but what do we actually know? We know that input equals output. And we know, and even ChatGPT confirms, that the more consistent information is out there, the better the output is going to be. ChatGPT talks about contextual understanding. They talk about consistency and relevance, for example. At my consulting agency, SEO Leverage, our answer to these challenges is called Platform Leverage. Platform Leverage is a program that has 3 distinct subsequent phases. Phase 1 is an audience platform research. And wait a second, before you now point your finger at the persona definitions you created when you started your business, this goes deeper. We obviously want to know who the client profile is we are targeting. But to make this actionable, we really want to know where they hang out, what kind of content do they consume there, how do they like to engage there, and make sure that we come up with a game plan. Not for every brand, Facebook or Instagram are really important channels. Reddit definitely feeds into AI, but is it one of your particular most important platforms you should focus on? We see TikTok coming up. Yes, for sure. But what about those TikTok messages? Are they relevant for your audience? The audience platform research sets out to get those answers and much more, and actually set you up for success, because when you communicate, the message is really going to matter and how it resonates. So the better the message is targeted to the platforms your particular audience like to hang out and to what they want to consume there, the better it's going to land. And this is why we extract information from each platform that we think is important for your particular brand, and get you an idea, what are people talking about on Facebook? What are their challenges, their desires? What do they want to know about? What are the most important questions they ask? What are their profiles actually look like? The profiles of those people that ask those questions. What do they have in common? And this is actually giving you a game plan for content creation over years. Phase 2 is a platform strategy. It's not enough to have one SEO strategy anymore that covers Google and little else. We need to break it down and make sure we cover, on the one end, your most important platforms. On the other end, also draw a game plan on what to do with less important, smaller platforms for your particular brand. How can we still get a minimum presence there and convince AI, because this is the big thing. We're not only talking to a human user anymore, we talk to AI. How can we make sure that an AI bot going to medium.com or SoundCloud actually still takes away a few bits and pieces that are consistent about your brand? Phase 3 is optimized implementation. The best strategy is not going to do anything for your business if it's not implemented appropriately. And this is where we train you and your team on actually engaging on the different platforms appropriately, so AI can take away a lot apart from the users as well. And this is about contextual relevance. This is about contextual information. This is about entities, the concepts Google and other platforms use to actually try to make sense of the world. If things are implemented properly, you're definitely set up for success. At SEO Leverage, we have a team of 20 consultants working every single day on the different channels our clients are trying to be present at. And we have even a team to be able to implement, prepare messages, prepare comments for you, and a really good approval process. If you feel the platform leverage is what your brand was missing so far, reach out. I'd love to chat soon and confirm how this program is going to streamline your efforts. My name is Gert Mellak. Thank you.